You say something you instantly regret, and then spend hours wondering, why did I do that? Or maybe it's quieter than that. A pattern you keep repeating. The same type of relationship. The same self-sabotage. The same invisible wall you hit every time life starts going well. It feels like something inside you is pulling the strings, but you can't quite see it. This is where Carl Jung's idea of the shadow begins. The shadow is the part of your personality you've pushed away. Traits, emotions, and impulses you've rejected because they felt unacceptable or unsafe. Not evil. Not broken. Just hidden. But here's the truth most people never realize. What you hide doesn't disappear. It waits. And then it acts through you. So how do you know if your shadow is quietly controlling your life? Let's step into 5 signs and see if any of them feel uncomfortably familiar. The first sign is emotional overreactions. You know the kind. Something small happens, and your reaction feels way bigger than the situation. Someone criticizes you lightly, and you feel deeply attacked. Someone ignores your message, and it ruins your whole mood. This isn't just sensitivity. It's often your shadow being triggered. Because buried inside the shadow are the parts of you that were never allowed to exist. Anger. Insecurity. Jealousy. So when something touches those hidden wounds, the reaction comes out stronger than expected. Think about a real moment. You're in a meeting, and someone dismisses your idea. Outwardly, you stay calm. But inside, there's a surge of anger. Maybe even shame. That intensity? It's not just about the meeting. It's something deeper, older, and hidden. The second sign is constant projection. Projection is when you see in others what you refuse to see in yourself. If you constantly think people are selfish, manipulative, arrogant, it's worth asking, why does this bother me so much? Because often, the traits we judge most harshly are the ones we've buried within ourselves. For example, imagine someone who prides themselves on being nice and selfless. They get irritated by selfish people all the time. But deep down, they've suppressed their own need to set boundaries, to say no, to put themselves first. So instead of owning that part, they see it everywhere else. Your shadow doesn't just hide. It shows up, disguised as other people. The third sign is repeating the same destructive patterns. Different faces. Same story. You leave one toxic relationship, only to find yourself in another. You promise yourself you'll stop procrastinating, but somehow, you end up in the same cycle again. This isn't lack of willpower. It's unconscious behavior, driven by the shadow. Because the shadow holds unresolved emotional patterns. And until you become aware of them, you'll keep recreating situations that bring them to the surface. It's like your mind is trying to show you something, but in a language you haven't learned yet. The fourth sign is a strong need to control how others see you. You carefully manage your image. You avoid saying the wrong thing. You try to be liked, accepted, admired. This might look like confidence on the outside, but underneath, it's often fear. Fear of being exposed. Because the shadow contains the parts of you that don't fit your ideal self. And the more you try to present a perfect version of yourself, the stronger the shadow becomes behind the scenes. Eventually, it leaks out. In stress. In private moments. In ways you can't fully control. And finally, the fifth sign is feeling disconnected from yourself. You go through your days, doing what you're supposed to do. but something feels off. Flat. Incomplete. Like you're only living part of your life. This is one of the quietest signs, but also one of the most important. Because when you reject parts of yourself, you don't just lose the bad traits. You lose energy, creativity, depth. The shadow isn't just darkness. It also contains your hidden strengths, your assertiveness, your passion, your raw, unfiltered truth. And when those are buried, life starts to feel dull, mechanical. Now here's where things shift. The goal isn't to eliminate your shadow. That's impossible. The goal is to see it, to understand it, to integrate it. Integration simply means allowing those hidden parts to exist, without letting them control you unconsciously. Because when you bring the shadow into awareness, it loses its power to act behind your back. And something surprising happens. The same anger becomes clarity. The same insecurity becomes honesty. The same patterns begin to break. This is not a quick process. It's uncomfortable, sometimes confronting, but it's also one of the most honest forms of self-growth. Because instead of trying to become someone else, you finally start becoming whole. So the next time you catch yourself overreacting, judging someone, repeating a pattern, or feeling slightly disconnected, pause and ask yourself this: what part of me is trying to be seen right now? Because the shadow doesn't disappear when ignored. It disappears when understood. And if this made you see yourself a little differently, the next video will take you deeper into how to actually work with your shadow, step by step. Until then, pay attention to what you usually avoid. That's where the real answers are hiding.